So, the trial is continuing. The Alex Jones trial is continuing, and there were. This is Owen Schroyer testifying. Let's see how aggressive they are.
We're changing the world. Now it's time to change our bodies with Z-Shield. InfoWarsLive.com.
So right after you called Neil Heslin a liar, played a commercial to sell Z-Force, Z-Shield. You got that up, Lisa?
Objection, CPRC 4111.
The same?
Yeah.
Okay, overruled.
May I have a running objection?
Yes.
Phil, stop it. Correct?
Watch. So they're going through.
Because you don't think you called Neil Heslin a liar, right?
I didn't.
Right after you ran that piece, and we'll get to that part. Right after we ran that
Look
piece.
at this. Let's look at this.
You ran that piece. You ran a commercial trying to sell Z-Shield, toxic metal and chemical defense support, right?
I didn't run that. That was probably pre-programmed into our commercial system.
Free Speech Systems, right after they had you say the things that you said about Neil Heslin, right after that, they ran a commercial for a product that they sell on their website called Z-Shield, right?
So what?
So?
And? I'm sorry. No, yeah, you're right. Here, you're right. You know what? The media doesn't do that.
Is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch, sponsored by Pfizer.
So they're allowed to do it?
Mm-hmm.
The difference is the stuff that Alex Jones is not going to fucking kill you.
Here's the thing. Alex Jones did exactly, basically what he did was he said, all right, I'm going to copy the exact same business model and put the exact same amount of effort and work into building a fucking brand that people watch. And I'm also going to make a fuck ton of money off my own brand. Same thing you guys do. Alex just copied their complete playbook. He plays the same game they play. He just happens to say based shit that they don't like. And honestly, if you noticed, this still to this day is all about Trump because they never gave a fuck about Alex Jones or the Sandy Hook shit. They didn't even give a fuck about all that.
No, because that was they brought it up later because they wanted him off of Twitter.
This was Trump. This was when he backed Trump, and they saw that he had a massive following.
Yeah, because before he was just a crazy conspiracy guy, and it's like, leave him alone.
Let him in Richard Linklater films, and he was kind of a fucking. Even lefties in Austin were kind of cool with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, they do put chemicals in our water, bro. Monsanto, bro. Totally,
Chemtrails,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, and then but then Trump came, and he just backed Trump, and they went, all right, well, you know what, we can't have him backing the guys we don't like because he's always going to back the guys we don't like. Bottom line, but now they're breaking down his business model, and you're like Royce said, it's just so you mean just like you guys do?
That's what everybody does.
Spread panic, follow it up with a commercial for, some kind of drug that fixes the thing.
Yeah. You mean like every single report you did about COVID, and then you say it was, and then you would run a commercial by Pfizer? I mean, what's the difference?
Well, yeah.
It's called vertical integration, motherfucker. And if you
Corporate
don't like
synergy,
it,
bro.
and if you don't like it, then you stop doing it.
Yes.
When we go to
Maybe
a
you
break,
should, next time you want to do something, maybe you should ask yourself, is this good for the company?
Thank you.
we run commercials.
That's a more low-key fucking Office Space
Very
reference
good
that
one,
people
by the
don't
way.
usually use.
Because InfoWars is actually an infomercial, right?
Again, sir, then the local news is an infomercial, right?
Which it is.
And if InfoWars is an infomercial, then doesn't your entire thing fall apart? Then okay, then he's only for entertainment, and who cares what he says? He's allowed to say whatever he wants, and that's the problem. And the problem is, there's a lot of people. I clipped the last one thing, and most people, get where we're coming from. But there's some people that are blinded by anger, and what I mean is, they're upset because kids were killed, and they're upset that these parents had to suffer more because of Alex Jones. And you could think that. You're allowed to think that. But the problem is that you can't use that as a justification to take somebody's freedom of speech away. And that's where you have a problem. The whole point of freedom of speech is to protect the exact thing that Alex Jones did.
Yeah, and as somebody who was in a civil case and who got raped by a summary judgment by a judge 4 years into it, instead of just letting it go to the jury trial, which is it was going to, that's a fucking. I'm very much against them doing that because it just makes it look.
Right.
You should have just let them figure it out. And aside from all of that, because they knew a whole true jury was not going to find him guilty, so. And then the other issue is basically like this judge. Yeah, this judge is running wild on him. They're running wild on him, and it's also the amount of money, because it's like they're making up like a childishly like made up number.
150 million.
But that's, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, all right, so you defamed these people and said some things about them. We're awarding you $100 dollars, and you're like, that's not even you can't quantify that.
Yeah, no,
you know?
and it's funny because
this is their way of going, you're ruined.
Exactly. And somebody in the chat, right on target, brought up, he goes, InfoWars is more like an infomercial. He just goes, Mr. Lawyer, if you want to go do stand-up, why don't you go bomb at the Austin open mic?
Seriously.
Like, fuck you. He's trying to do a catchphrase. That's what this fucking
You want a little
piece of
soundbite?
shit-
Did you want to be soundbite lawyer?
Yeah.
Maybe you should have fucking combed your hair before you went for the soundbite.
This freeze frame, he looks like the vulture from Looney Tunes. The fucking.
Yeah, this is InfoWars, more like an infomercial. Also, I'll be appearing on Channel 7 News, brought to you by Dan Newland, Attorneys at Law, later tonight. I'll be their legal expert.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
The news.
Also, by the way, I have to bring it up whenever it's on camera. Fuck Law and Crime.
Yeah, fuck Law and
Hey,
Crime.
fuck you, Law and Crime. Sorry.
Fuck with our boy Riccati. Get some. Go get some.
Fucking public. All they do is air fucking stuff that's publicly available, and then they try to copy strike.
And then they pop people. Yeah, TMZ tried that with when I played the Jeff Hardy stuff on Nightwave, and I was like, I literally just wrote.
Wait, the DUI video?
Yeah.
I played that video on Daywave and I didn't get any shit. That's weird.
Well, I think at first they were trying to.
Oh, okay. I played it a little bit later.
I played it
yeah.
very early on when it happened, and that night they were like, "Oh, you just got a copyright claim by TMZ," and I wrote that appeal right. I'm like, "The fuck I did, Volusia County, Florida, bitch. They put that shit up on their own YouTube channel,
that's true.
and that's public domain." So, I didn't even play it off TMZ. I played that off Volusia goddamn county.
And you know, TMZ, you're right. TMZ does that a lot. Where remember the other day when I was playing that trailer and you're like, you have ADD, why'd you stop playing the trailer? You know what happened to me today at Daywave when I was playing a trailer? Boom. In the middle of it, this is copied. It was Joe. By the way, but for those that were looking for today's Daywave, you're gonna have to wait another hour because I had to trim stuff out because Joe Coy, the Filipino comedian, is one of the most egregious fucking I was making fun of him because he's dating Chelsea Handler now, but any video of him on the internet, you can't even play a second of it. Like it's pop, 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 and I'm like, all right, man, fuck you. And also, he's a shitty comic. On top of all that,
Joe Coy is that fucking?
Yeah, I swear to God. I mean, it's not like Pablo Francisco, which I showed you before the show. I showed Mersh the infamous Pablo Francisco.
Dude, what was that about?
Yeah.
Dude, Adam Lepkowski says Esther Koo mentioned us on Trash Tuesdays. I don't know if that's true or not. He's yelling it in all caps repeatedly. I don't even care to check it right now. I just wanted to say it and acknowledge you so you stop yelling in all caps on the chat.
Yeah, send me a link. I mean, what do you
We'll
want?
check it out after the show.
Yeah.
I want to look at the source. Can you put up PX20, which is in evidence?
Oh, I do PX20 sometimes. It's a little tough, though.
It's P90X.
It's hard to do every day, you know?
You're thinking of P90X.
Oh.
If it's useful to you, have a
PX20. Yeah, I was going to get one of those, but, you know, the charging stations and the lines are always, like, fucking around the block.
Anyway, we don't have to really play more than that. I just
Why are you messing with our boy?
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Stop messing. Dude, I love it. By the way, people have asked me about this. Because I ran into some people I knew this weekend who know about who watch the show. So one of my old gun guys that does like my FFLs and stuff, but he doesn't work there anymore. I ran into him and like a couple other people I knew, and he was asking me about this, And he was like, what do you think about this trial and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, look, man, I'll be the first to say I am the most biased person on the planet. So I'm absolutely on Alex Jones's side. I'm like, because he's nice to us. He's nice to us at the end of the day. What do you want?